In a revelation that's sending shockwaves through South Florida and beyond, Tyreek Hill, the Dolphins' explosive all-pro wideout, has allegedly dropped a stunning statement that he no longer wants to share the field with Jalen Waddle. According to sources close to the situation, Hill reportedly voiced not only personal frustration with Waddle, but went as far as claiming the younger receiver is hated inside the Dolphins' locker room. This supposed fracture between Miami's dynamic duo casts a shadow over a team already reeling from a disappointing 8-9 season and missing the playoffs for the first time in years. Hill's alleged comments come just months after the Dolphins showed a major vote of confidence in Waddle, locking him into a lucrative $84.75 million extension through 2027. While the two wideouts have dazzled on the field together, reports suggest the relationship off the field has frayed beyond repair. Hill, who had another stellar season individually, breaking the 700-yard mark for the second straight year, was reportedly furious about the team's lack of cohesion and pointed to Waddle as part of the problem. One insider described Hill as feeling isolated and betrayed, hinting at deeper tensions behind the scenes. This bombshell follows an already turbulent offseason for Hill, who was briefly detained by Miami police prior to the 2024 opener and finished the season with career lows in both receptions and yards. After a season-ending loss to the Jets, Hill posted cryptic social media updates suggesting his time in Miami might be over, including a profile picture nodding to Antonio Brown's infamous Buccaneers exit. Now, with his alleged remarks about Waddle surfacing, it's clear there's more to the story than just on-field frustration. For his part, Waddle has kept quiet amid the growing storm. The former Alabama standout finished 2024 with modest numbers: 58 receptions, 744 yards, and just 2 touchdowns. Far from the electric performances that made him a first-round pick in 2021. Insiders say Waddle's demeanor inside the locker room has rubbed some veterans the wrong way, with one anonymous teammate suggesting, "He acts like the WR1, but he's not that guy." While nothing has been confirmed publicly, Hill's supposed statement might validate long-standing rumors about internal rifts. The potential fallout from Tyreek Hill's explosive remarks could have major implications for the Miami Dolphins' future, not just on the field, but throughout the organization. Hill is not only the team's most productive player, but also its most visible face. Any public fracture between him and Waddle threatens the identity Miami has built over the last 2 seasons. Head coach Mike McDaniel, who has been lauded for his player-friendly approach, now finds himself in the eye of a storm that could test his leadership in unprecedented ways. If the locker room truly harbors resentment toward Waddle, and Hill's words are more than emotional venting, the Dolphins could be headed toward an internal crisis. From a roster-building standpoint, this controversy places Miami's front office in a precarious position. Jalen Waddle was just extended for top-tier wide receiver money, meaning the team is heavily invested in him financially and symbolically. Moving on from Waddle would come at a steep cap hit and create questions about the Dolphins' long-term planning. But keeping him, in spite of Hill's accusations, might alienate not only their star receiver, but also others in the locker room who may share Hill's sentiments. General Manager Chris Greer, already under scrutiny after a disappointing 2024. Campaign must now navigate this high-stakes scenario with urgency and precision. On the field, a potential separation between Hill and Waddle would strip Miami's offense of one of its greatest assets, the ability to stretch defenses with 2 elite blazing fast receivers. The Cheetah and Penguin duo terrified secondaries for 2 seasons, opening up lanes for Tua Tagovailoa and fueling one of the most explosive attacks in the NFL. If Hill is traded or benched in protest, or if Waddle becomes a locker room pariah, it could derail the Dolphins' offensive rhythm completely. Worse, it might shake Tua's confidence in his receiving core, something the quarterback can hardly afford in a contract year. Finally, the Dolphins' image as a rising AFC powerhouse could take a significant hit. With teams like the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens consistently competing for conference supremacy, Miami was hoping to stay in that conversation through continuity and explosive talent. But internal drama, especially involving high-profile stars, can quickly erode team chemistry and fan confidence. If the Dolphins don't find a way to address the tension and restore unity, this situation could spiral into a full-blown meltdown. One that turns a playoff contender into a franchise stuck in dysfunction. Whether Hill's outburst is the result of boiling frustration, a strategic move to force a trade, or a warning shot to Dolphins management remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. If these reports hold true, the Dolphins' once promising receiving tandem may have played their final snap together. And as the franchise stares down another pivotal offseason, the biggest challenge might not be in free agency or the draft. It may be rebuilding the trust inside its own locker room. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss. A splash, fins up. Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. As the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, the Los Angeles Chargers find themselves in an intriguing position to capitalize on a situation that sent shockwaves through the league. The Miami Dolphins, once a rising force in the AFC, are facing an unexpected upheaval, and their superstar cornerback Jalen Ramsey might just be on the move. While the Dolphins have been struggling with internal discord and a season marred by injuries, this unexpected turn of events has given the Chargers an incredible opportunity to strengthen their defense in a way that could have long-lasting implications. It's no secret that the Miami Dolphins have faced their fair share of challenges in recent years. The 2024 season, in particular, was a tough one for the franchise. Despite the high hopes surrounding their star quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, his season was derailed by recurring concussion issues, limiting him to just 11 games. This left the team in a state of uncertainty, both on and off the field. As the season unfolded, tensions began to rise, culminating in star wide receiver Tyreek Hill publicly requesting a trade. This was a clear sign of frustration, and the Dolphins front office was forced to address the situation head-on. Chris Grier, the general manager of the Dolphins, took the stage during a press conference and confirmed that, at least for now, the team would not be honoring Hill's trade request. This was a significant statement, but the real surprise came when Grier shifted the focus to Ramsey, the star cornerback who had been one of the shining lights of Miami's defense. Never publicly expressed a desire to leave, but Grier hinted that it might be in the best interest of both the player and the team to part ways. This revelation sent shockwaves through the league, particularly because just a year ago, the Dolphins had signed Ramsey to a lucrative 3-year extension worth $72 million, making him one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL. To say the situation was unexpected would be an understatement. Ramsey's departure now seems imminent, and while many are scratching their heads over Miami's decision to move on from one of their most valuable players, it's a situation that could benefit the Chargers in a major way. The Los Angeles team, which has been on the lookout for a top-tier cornerback to pair with the promising rookie Tarheeb Still, now finds itself in an ideal position to make a move. Despite Still's impressive rookie campaign, there's no denying that the Chargers need another star to solidify their secondary. With Asante Samuel Jr.'s future with a team uncertain, the need for a playmaker on the opposite side of Still has become even more pressing. The Chargers have been reluctant to make big moves this offseason, hesitant to spend significant money. However, Ramsey's contract is structured in such a way that it could be a perfect fit for Los Angeles. The veteran cornerback's deal, which still has multiple years remaining, is far from an albatross for the team. If the Chargers were to bring Ramsey on board, they wouldn't be locked into a long-term commitment. The beauty of his contract lies in his flexibility. Should the team decide to move on after the season, the dead cap hit would be a manageable $18 million for 2026, dropping to just $10 million by 2027. This makes Ramsey an incredibly attractive option for a team looking to bolster its defense without breaking the bank. The rumored trade package for Ramsey is also appealing. Bleacher Report's Mo Moton speculated that the Dolphins could part with Ramsey in exchange for a third-round pick. For the Chargers, this is a deal that could be too good to pass up. While the team has been cautious about parting with draft picks in the past, the fact that they wouldn't need to extend Ramsey immediately makes this a different scenario altogether. The potential to land a superstar cornerback without the immediate pressure of a long-term financial commitment is a rare opportunity. The Chargers have made it clear that they are committed to building a defense that can compete with the league's best. Under head coach Jim Harbaugh, the team has focused heavily on strengthening its defensive identity, with a unit that was already solid in 2024. Adding a player of Ramsey's caliber would elevate the Chargers' defense to elite status. His ability to shut down top-tier wide receivers and disrupt passing games would instantly make Los Angeles one of the most feared defensive teams in the NFL. As the 2025 draft looms, the Chargers have an incredible chance to make a statement. Acquiring Jalen Ramsey could be the missing piece that propels them into championship contention. It would not only give them a shutdown corner to pair with Tarheeb Still, but also send a message to the rest of the league that the Chargers are ready to take the next step. This trade, if it happens, could change the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. Fans are waiting with bated breath, knowing that the fate of the Chargers' defense and potentially their entire 2025 season could hinge on one pivotal move. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week?